Hello and welcome to another video. My name is Haroldus and here are creational design patterns that every developer should know. A design pattern is a reusable solution to problems that are common and well known. Think of it as a template offering best practice that you can apply in various scenarios. Design patterns are generally divided into three categories. Creational patterns deal with object creation mechanisms, trying to create objects in a manner suitable to the situation. Structural patterns focus on how classes and objects are composed from larger structures. Behavioral patterns are concerned with how objects interact and communicate with each other. So let's start with creational patterns. Factory pattern helps us create objects without exposing the creation logic to the client. Instead of using new, we use a factory method to create objects based on some input or condition. As an example, here I have an apple and a banana class. Usually to create a new object, you would just use the new keyword, and using the factory pattern, you could call the create fruit method, passing in the type of fruit you want and the values it should be instantiated with, abstracting away the actual object creation. Another common approach is to have a factory method that only accepts a string or an enum and returns an object based on that input. Use the factory method to create objects in a clean and flexible way, so you don't have to write the new keyword everywhere and can easily switch or add types later. The builder pattern lets you construct complex objects step by step using chain methods and can create different representations of the same object without changing the building code. As an example, here I have a car class with 4 properties. As usual, you can create the object using the new keyword. However, the builder pattern allows you to create the object step by step, chaining the methods, and by skipping some of those steps, you can create different variations of the same object. To implement the builder pattern, I created this car builder class where setting each of those properties is its own method. Notice how each method returns this. This is what allows the methods to be chained. You should use the builder pattern when you need to create complex objects with many optional parts. It makes the code easier to read and avoids messy constructors. The prototype design pattern is used to create new objects by copying or cloning the existing ones rather than creating them from scratch. To add this to any class, implement the iPrototype interface in your class, making sure that the clone method returns a new object with the same values as the current object. You should use the prototype pattern when you want to make a copy of an object, especially if creating it normally is slow, complex, or resource intensive. The Singleton pattern ensures that only one instance of a class exists and provides a global access point to it. You can think of it as a global variable. You should use it when you need exactly one object to perform actions across your system. For example, a config manager, logging, or database connection. A common way of implementing a Singleton pattern is to have a private static instance property with the same type as the class, and a public instance property to actually get the Singleton instance, which contains a lock object that gets locked when trying to get the Singleton instance, ensuring thread safety. In the next video, I will be covering structural and behavioral patterns. Like and subscribe if you found this video helpful. Thanks for watching and see you again in the next one.